again here at Snetterton. It's the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship Race 5 on our programme. And it gets underway now, and it's a good start by Peter Bowe from pole position. Good start too by Chris Goff from the second row of the grid. He's going to get alongside Oliver Collett there, I think, and he will be on the outside line as they head up towards Riches for the first time. So will he be challenging the race leader into Riches for the first time? Didn't quite spot whether he did or not, but we'll pick them up again as they go to the Wilson hairpin for the first time. And it was Peter Bowe who looked like he made the best of the start, certainly, and it was then possibly Chris Goff up into second place. Yes, it is, and Oliver Collett down to third with Mark Glover fourth, Rudyard Rothery fifth.
Yeah, there was almost a brush, wasn't there, between Goff and Collett at the start, but they got away with all of that. So the car's on the infield now, and Peter Bowe turns out of the Agostini hairpin as the leader, ahead of Chris Goff, Mark Glover, behind Ollie Collett. Those four are breaking away from the next pack of cars that work their way through. Martin Kemp has gained 3 positions, I think. So he's gained a few. Ulrich Hilliam going slowly there, so I think he could be in strife. I hope that car gets back up to speed.
Yeah, so the car's about to head down the Bentley Straight for the first time in this race. Probably going to be a 7-lap race, I would think, for these Raceparts 750 Formula Championship cars. There you can see Peter Bowe just hoving into view down the Bentley Straight. Chris Goff in second, Oliver Collett in third with the green wheel arches on his race kits Falcon. Then it's the blue wheel arches. In actual fact, Collett's made a good move there at Brundtland. He's got past Chris Goff, runs a little bit wide on the exit of Nelson though, but manages to hold on to second place in doing so. He's conceded a bit of ground to the race leader though, so it's Peter Bowe leading from Oliver Collett now in the number 31 car in second place. Chris Goff has gone back to third, and he might lose that position as well because Mark Glover, who started 5th on the grid, or 4th net, after the demise of Bill Cowley, was challenging him.
So 1 lap about to complete of what should be 7, I think, for these 750 Formula cars, and that lead gap's coming down already, so Ollie Collett is pushing on here, trying to steal this 50th win away from Peter Bowe in the first race of the weekend at any rate. He's right there then, and the top 4 cars separated by just 1.6 seconds after 3 miles of racing, so that's pretty decent as the rest of the field come through. Now, is there a yellow flag out of Murray? So there's a green here.
Yes, I was just wondering that myself. I can't see anything causing problems. A car missing a gear there. That I think was the William Smith SZT probably. But yeah, I think there must be a car off at Murray's. I'm not quite sure who that might be. As the cars go through park, and a change of lead. Oliver Collett's taken the lead away from Peter Bowe there. And so it's now really a 4-car battle as they head down to Agostini once again, and it's Ollie Collett in the race kits Falcon with the green wheel arches that's leading the way from the orange Derby of Peter Bowe in second position. Chris Goff in the violet CGR2 Evo, the car of his own design and construction, he's there in third. And then in 4th place it's Martin Kemp, and for 5th and 6th is tight as well, with Christopher Johnson in the number 38 car just getting ahead of Rudyard Rothery now.
Yellow flags at Palmer now. As well on the exit of the corner. But yeah, real battle going on up front, isn't it? And Christopher Johnson doing a great job there. If you said gaining the place, he's had a 6th place finish this season, I think. But he wasn't that far behind the leaders, really, was he? While they were battling away, with Ollie Collett getting himself up ahead of Peter Bowe. And he's still there ahead as they go down the Bentley Straight for the 2nd lap. And is Collett, I think he's leading for the first time. He never got past Peter Bowe at Silverstone. He was always really close to him, but he's ahead for the first time this season. He's making Peter Bowe work for this, isn't he? He's breaking away now. It's Collett. Here he comes then, back into the conclusion of the lap, and his pace means the field is spreading out. Yeah, Christopher Johnson is catching the 4th place car of Mark Glover, the former champion, who's right on terms with Chris Goff.
Absolutely, so very tight indeed here between these two. I've just had a sudden thought about Peter Bowe's 45 wins. I don't know when he filled that commentator.
It was the beginning of the year.
It was the beginning of the year, that one. Okay, right, good. We've sorted that one out. There's the 70. That's Martin Decker in the Centaur. Now he's a driver that raced an earlier Centaur in historic 750 Formula until last season. 2:16.17 for Christopher Johnson in 5th place, only 200ths slower than that of Oliver Collins, who's just done the best lap of the race overall, a 2:16.15, the race leader.
These lap times are 4 seconds slower than qualifying, and 8 seconds slower than the lap record. So I'm not terribly sure why is the pace. Yesterday afternoon, when it got hot, a lot of drivers said the lap times went off sort of a couple of seconds in some of the formulas. So not as this is making sure you don't burn the car out on race 1 of 3.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's just because of the battle that was going on. We'll see what the next lap's like. But Peter Bowes right back on terms with the race leader as they go down towards the Agostini hairpin. He's on the inside line. It's Peter Bowes, and he retakes the lead then. As he makes his way into Agostini, sort of a lap later than he lost it. But yeah, Chris Johnson's right there now with Chris Goff, so he's having a really good run. Of course, Chris Goff's lost a place, hasn't he? Because Mark Glover was behind him, so Glover's gone third, and he now is going after the top two, and Peter Bowes reclaiming the lead. This is shaping up again to be a really good race.
Ulrich Killiam's ADR looking a little bit unhealthy, I'm afraid, as we watch the number 70 car of Martin Deppert head through Palmer. The leaders, though, are heading back onto the Bentley Straight for the third time in this race. Peter Bowes just having got the lead back then from Oliver Collett, but it's Green that shows first. Oh no, it's not. It's actually Bowes that shows first. Just a deceptive angle there. So Bowes still leading from Collett in second. Martin Kemp then up into third position. Not Martin Kemp, Mark Glover, I should say, up into third position. Martin Kemp is in 12th at the moment. And then Chris Goff in fourth. But Christopher Johnson, who set that good lap on the previous lap, I think is continuing to close in on this lead group, Josh.
Yeah, it's really 5 for the lead, isn't it? All intent and purposes, pretty close to 5 of them as they turn their way through Coram Curve with Peter Bowes looking for win number 50 in the category in front in this derby that originally dates back to 1988, doesn't it? Oh, and Goff really slow off the corner there, and that means Christopher Johnson accelerates through into fourth position. So Johnson in the race kits Falcon. Meanwhile, it's side by side for the lead.
It is, and on the outside of the circuit for Riches, it's going to be Oliver Collett trying to get involved in this as well as Mark Glover. So it's Collett and Bowes that were side by side, and Collett sweeps around the outside. Oh, and there's contact between the two of them at Riches, I think. We didn't see what happened. There's no yellows on the exit.
There's no cars on the exit.
There's no cars on the exit. So somehow it looked like there was a touch there to me. But have they all survived? We'll try and pick them up again at a little bit further round the lap, probably at Palmer's. I do have a technical issue with some of our cameras at the moment, but at Palmer's, it's looking to me as if it is Collett leading and Kemp second and Bowes.
Glover second.
Glover second, I should say. And Bowes is missing there. Yeah. He's not missing now because there he is, but he's come through several places down. So I imagine he got onto the grass
on the
inside, and rejoined.
Yeah, he looked very sideways into the corner. But we very closely got 3 abreast, didn't we, on the run up towards Ritchie's that time. So Collett is the current leader, but on the last lap, Glover and Johnson were 2 seconds faster than him. Fastest lap to Glover, 2:14.16. So we'll see how this goes now with sort of a different complexion. Well, Mark Glover's been caught by... Mark Glover has caught Ollie Collett. So Glover, who hasn't really won a race lately, has he? He's struggled a little bit over the last couple of seasons after winning championships in the past.
Yeah, 18 and 19.
He's had a second place so far this season, which came in the last race, actually, at Pembury. But he's right there with Oliver Collett as they head down the Bentley Straight, down towards Brundle and Nelson.
Oh, and they are really close together. The two race kits Falcons with their differing bodywork that's evolved over the years.
Top 3 of race kits, aren't they?
They are, yes, with the Christopher Johnson car.
So Johnson in the sort of the standard kit.
He is, yes. That's the more original looking car. And Chris Goff 4th, and Bowes 5th, we think, at the moment. So not going to add to his tally of victories today by the looks of it now. Only 6 minutes of this race left to go. Cars coming through to complete their 4th lap of racing, so we'll get 3 more laps out of it, I think. It's Collett then leading in number 31. In second place, it's number 4, Mark Glover. In third, it's number 38 now, Christopher Johnson. In fourth, it's number 2, Chris Goff, and Peter Bowes is 5th. And the problems for Conway Doyle there?
Like he's a little bit, yeah, he's slow, isn't he? He's got cars coming past him, but he's not pitting, he's staying out. But Conway Doyle hasn't trying to feature as I thought he might do. It's Christopher Johnson that's been the surprise. He was 6.5 seconds off in qualifying, but he's now right in there in the lead battle, currently in 3rd position. So Chris Goff's dropped away on that lap a little bit from the 3 leaders.
Christopher Johnson, if he can hold on to this 3rd place, that'll be by far his best result previous best this season are 6th, and he's one of the Class B drivers. And Class B is based on the driver's past performance rather than a different specification of car in 750 Formula.
If you finish on the podium, do you lose that, or is it for next year?
I'm not sure. I think it might be for next year that you'd lose that Class B designation, yeah.
Anyway, they turn their way through the infield into Hamilton. He's keeping up here, isn't he, with Collett and Glover. So the gap at the start of that was 8 tenths first to second. I guess it's similar to that. Now, Peter Bove, he was 5 seconds back at the start of the lap. Wonder if he can get himself back up there before the end of this race.
We think that Bob I don't think. Lisa Palmer thinks that her dad has passed 50 wins, but she can't confirm. They're watching on in Wales. Thanks, Lisa, for letting us know.
67 has stopped Paul Mason's Derby.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So that means yellow flags here for the leaders, I'd think.
Yes, and around the Brundle and Nelson area, which is where the leaders are now. Just getting out of his car.
So both caught Goff, although he's only 1.4 seconds behind at the start of the lap. So up towards Coram. 2 laps to go at the end of this. This is lap 5. And Ollie Collett taking a different line there to Mark Glover through Coram. Glover a tighter line. Then they turn their way through Murray's. Christopher Johnson not quite able to hang on to them. He hasn't got a novice cross anymore, has he? So he's only done 6 races before now. But as you were saying, highest up we've seen in the past. Now Glover in the tow. Can he challenge here up towards Ritchie's? He goes to the left-hand side of the circuit, but Collett's got that one covered. So and a fastest lap there from Glover, 2:13.72.
Took half a second out of Collett that time, so the gap went down from 8 tenths to 3. And they're heading up towards the Wilson hairpin once again, with a couple of laps left to go in the race. Still time to go, and Christopher Johnson in 3rd place, not too far behind either in that number 38 car.
Yeah, something goes on between the top 2 like we saw earlier in the race for Peter Bove. He can capitalise on that, so close he is.
Talking about Bove, he's going to look to try and get past Chris Goff now as 42, that's Martin Kemp. He is heading to the pits, the designer and builder of the early race kits, Falcon Kits. Just looking at Christopher Johnson's background. Oh, and that's problems for Ollie Collett, is it? No, I think he's still going strong. Thought for a moment I saw his hand in the air, but I think he's still going strong. But Christopher Johnson in 3rd place is an automotive engineer from Baggington. Started racing in 2017, has only raced in 750 Formula so far. And a car that he's owned for 5 years and assembled himself. Previous to this, he did autograss racing in Class 5. And I tell you what, he's sticking with the 2 leaders, isn't he, Josh?
Yeah, that's right. He's doing a fantastic job here. And as you see, he was 6.5 seconds off in qualifying. The pace is now kind of close to qualifying times, and he's staying right there. So he's the star of this race. Side by side behind them, between Bove and Goff. Peter Bove was trying to go around the outside there. We'll keep an eye on this lead gap, though. Is it going out a little bit? Because Glover was pretty close a moment ago. Behind, Bove has gone through. He's into 4th, then ahead of Chris Goff. But he's, at this stage, not going significantly fast enough to catch the 3 in front, the 3 race kits, which, if they can have a look at the podium, don't think that's been done before. Probably from anybody, has it, in 754 race? Not like the Darvies have done it sort of way back in time.
No,
but
it's unusual for this kind of formula, which historically has been a sort of amateur designer, builder, constructor, racer formula.
For the lead, Glover's right back with the lead, with Collett, so he's good at the end of the lap, and now he has the tow. He pulls out to the left-hand side of the circuit, but Ollie Collett muscles it out on the inside line. Johnson's done the fastest lap, a 2 minutes 13.17, and that means he's closer to the top 2 going on to this last lap of the race. And Collett breaks pretty late into the hairpin, but races of always, Christopher Johnson is right there, now free for the lead.
He's gone 5.99 seconds faster than he did in qualifying. He started 9th on the grid, so it's been a great drive this to be taking the fight to 2 much more experienced drivers. Certainly Mark Glover's got a lot of experience in 750 Formula and low cost before that. Collett, we've not seen for the past couple of years, but did quite a few races a few years ago in 750 Formula. Possibly a similar amount of experience to Johnson maybe overall. But, and Johnson's just made a bit of a mistake there, has he, D'Agostino? Thought the car got a little bit loose. He might have lost a 10th or so, but actually not too much as they came through Agostini. Now through the left-hander at Hamilton, towards the right-hander at Oggies they go. And the timed element of this race is running out, so it's certainly the last lap of the race. And still anybody's race this, I think, Josh, as they head through Williams and onto the Bentley Straight for the final time.
Yeah, we know Glover's been quick at the end of the lap, hasn't he? Because he's always got right up with Collett by the line. So, one of the best 750 Formula races at Snetterton we've had. So that's great to see. And right in the toe here is Glover. Double toe for Chris Johnson behind. So to the right-hand side of the circuit goes Glover. He's nosing ahead of Collett here, but Collett's got the better line into Brundle. Good view of all this for Christopher Johnson there in third. But Collett's been able to hang on then in all of that. So that's job one done, but it's not over yet.
It's certainly not. So to Coram for the final time, the three of them pretty much equidistant as they go through the compression there. Glover trying to look up the inside of Collett as they come into Coram curve. They've just Murray's left to go. And are we going to see any last gap out braking manoeuvres? We are. Christopher Johnson's going to try and put one on Glover, but it's not come off, I don't think. And I think he's pretty lost momentum there, so he's going to have to settle for third. Who's going to win the race, though? It's Glover right in the toe of Collett, who comes up to the line and takes the checkered flag to win round 5 of the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship by just 14/100ths of a second from Mark Glover in second place. Christopher Johnson third. It's Chris Goff that comes home in fourth position. Peter Bove slow on the last lap and just fends off Richard Rothery for fifth place, possibly with a problem. It's the first time he's been beaten this season. So Richard Rothery sixth, and it's almost neck and neck for seventh and eighth over the line as well between Simon Bolter and Richard Jenkins. But a cracking race that, Josh.
Yeah, no, 1400ths of a second must be one of the smallest winning margins, certainly for some time in 750 formulas.
Yeah, I would think so.
And the top three were right there as well, because Christopher Johnson was quick, so hopefully we'll be able to grab a word with those three with Kieran, who should be a little bit easier to round up the drivers from that race. But cracking stuff from the 750 form. We don't have a green flag lap, do we, for the next race, but there might be one or two cars to pick up. But that's Ollie Collett's first win, isn't it, in 750 Formula? He came close to it at Silverstone, but he's achieved it here today at Snetterton. Having to fight off a lot of drivers. Peter Bove's efforts early on, then Mark Glover's efforts later in the race. And the toe was pretty significant, I think, today, wasn't it? In this category, we saw people being able to draw up alongside him on a number of occasions. Obviously, when Bove was up there earlier, there was positional changes. So Mark Glover in second place and Christopher Johnson in third, and the race winner Ollie Collett make their way into Parc Ferme then. 31 the winner, Collett second, number 4 Glover, and third at 38 Johnson. And good to see two, as you say, fairly inexperienced drivers onto the podium into 754, and good to add a new name to that long list of 750 Formula podium finishers. Yes,
absolutely right. A really good race, that one. And as you say, always good to see new winners and new podium visitors as well. Peter Bove going to have to wait a little bit longer for win number 15. If you had a problem with his car towards the end there, that might be something he needs to be working on overnight. The first 750 Formula race tomorrow is at 10:55, and we see them out again tomorrow afternoon at 10 to 3. So he's got a bit of time to work on the car overnight, should it be required. I can just see that Ollie Collett getting out of his car. I think he's gone over to say a few words to Peter Bove, but he's now going to claim his garland from Kieran McGinley there. And very shortly we'll be able to hear, I think, from Collett and Glover and hopefully Christopher Johnson as well at the end of that premiere of the Raceparts, I should say, 750 Formula Championship race. Still to come, we've got Classics.Catch, Formula V, Sports Specials, MR2s, and historic 750 Formula as well. But let's head now down to Kieran McGinley once again.
Yes, an exciting race. Less than 0.2 of a second separated them, but I'm here with the race winner in Oliver Collett. Oliver, what a race out there!
Yeah, it's not the way I'd like to win today. I don't know what happened with Peter. I'm going to have to watch that back. As far as I was concerned, I was in front, and I'm sorry for what happened. But you know, it looks like he's touched me right at the back of the car, and it's sent him around.
Well, you're the winner of the race for now. Talk us through your feelings right now.
Yeah, you know, good. Me and my dad have worked real hard on this. You know, there's been a lot going wrong lately, and it's good to get a proper result in.
Yeah, and obviously a 15-minute race, hard and fast charging there. You just pipped the number 4 car in Mark Glover to the line as well. I mean, is there a less than 2 tenths? What goes through your mind coming out with Murray's there?
Yeah, I could see. Mark had a little bit of pace on me, so it was just about trying to make sure he couldn't come past. Yeah, it was pretty close out there.
Well, Oliver, thank you so much for talking to us. Congratulations on the victory, and enjoy it. Hopefully you get a drink or something down here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oliver Collett there, our race winner. Let's have a chat to Mark Glover in the number 4 car. Let's have a chat to him. He's got a smile on his face. That's normally a good sign. Mark, P2 for you. How are you feeling after that?
Pretty good. I've had a pretty awful season so far, so it was a nice, good race up at the front.
Yeah, and less than 2 tenths of a second at the line, but it went in the favour of Oliver this time. Talk us through that last couple of laps.
Well, I was trying to just close up on the back of him, waiting for that last lap, and I know I've got a couple of places to do him, just at the end of the back straight into that sequence of corners, and I nearly got him then. And then I thought, right, I'll try and get him faster out of the final corner, because I knew he was going to defend. I thought if I can carry a bit more momentum through, I might be able to do it, but not enough.
But it was hard battling pretty much for the entire race. I mean, what goes through your mind when that happens?
Don't hit me.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's just what the racing's about. It's nice, hard racing, and it's good to get out at the end of it, though.
Absolutely. Mark, congratulations on P2. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you.
And let's have a see if we can find our 3rd place driver in Christopher Johnson. I think he's over there. Christopher, congratulations, P3. How are you feeling after that?
That was a very good race. I really enjoyed that. First P3 I've ever had, first podium I've ever had, so I'm very chuffed. That went very well, and I don't know, a smile on my face will probably say it for you.
It's evidence there that you've had a lot of fun at that. I mean, talk us through that podium then, because there must be a lot going through your mind right now.
There was, but it was nice to have these fast people to follow, and you can go quicker when you're following somebody who knows the exact lines where to follow. So I just followed them for the 3 laps, or however many laps it was, and just tried to keep up with them, and that was my aim, just to keep up with the number 4.
And how's that help, because obviously it's the triple header, how's that help with the next 2 races?
Well, I definitely feel more confident now. I know the circuit, because in practice I didn't. After 3 laps and a safety car, I didn't feel like I knew the circuit. So yeah, I feel a bit more at ease now.
Yeah, you look a little bit more at ease, so hopefully in the next few races you can take that on board.
Yeah, and hopefully I can do another 3rd, but I probably won't.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Congratulations on P3, Christopher. And that's it then for the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. Up next then, in our next race of the day, it's the Demon Tweaks Yokohama Classic Stock Hatch Championship.